Yo, what's good, YouTube sections here? We are talking AEW All In Texas. So let's get into my review for the show. First, we're going to start with the TNT Championship. It was announced prior to the event that Adam Cole was set to relinquish the title due to injuries and some personal health concerns. So he relinquished it. So it was Kyle, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Daniel Garcia. A little interesting that it wasn't just like Kyle versus Garcia, but I guess add the Sons of Texas because why not? They're in Texas, you know. But yeah, the winner of that was Dustin Rhodes. Shout out Dustin. It was a cool moment. The Von Erichs came out and celebrated with them in the ring. It was it was interesting. It was an okay match for me. That was probably like my least favorite match on the card, just because it was so forgettable. Next was the Ops versus Gabe Kidd and the Death Riders, Claudio and Yuta. The Ops retained. And then after the match, Gabe Kidd and the Death Riders took out Samoa Joe, so he was in the factor in this Texas death match later on. It was pretty smart. It's interesting though. Next, let's get into the casino gauntlets. I'm gonna tell you the respective winners, then I will give you my thoughts on them. For the women, it was Athena. For the men, it was MJF. For the men, I was expecting a lot more returns. We did get Juice Robinson of the Bang Bang Gang, so I'm happy about that. That was cool. We got the return of the Guns. That was cool. Just overall, I don't know. It was a good match. I see Mark and MJF still feuding, especially because Mark kind of got screwed out of it by MJF. You know, because MJF pinned Roddy. Also, can Roddy please be booked a little bit better, please? That kind of pissed me off a little bit. But yeah, for the women, Athena won. We saw debuts of Shuri, Alex Winslow. We saw Mina Shirakawa actually pull up. Uh, Queen Amanada pulled up. We saw a lot of outside shenanigans. Harley Cameron came back. Penelope Ford was a factor. Sky Blue was a factor. In total, there was only like 10 women, though. I thought there was going to be way more women featured in this. I thought we were going to get a lot of returns. I thought Rio was going to come back. I thought Hikaru Shida. I thought DMD Britt Baker was going to set to return. I guess not. It is what it is. But yeah, it was a cool match. Next, let's talk about this match down here. Uh, the winners were the Hurt Syndicates. Um, Jet Speed did really, really good in this match. I really like Speedball and Kevin Knight together. I think that they can easily win the tag titles eventually. Maybe at Forbidden Door. I really wouldn't doubt it. Or if it is going to be Forbidden Door, maybe they'll win the New Japan tag team titles. That would be kind of cool. That'd be a little different, you know. Then after the match, so the Hurt Syndicate won because FTR and MJF and MVP, just the numbers game, all in all, was too much for the Patriarchy and Jet Speed. After the match, Nick Wayne was fed up with it. He turned on Christian. Cope made the save. We have Cope back. So we are probably going to get CNC together versus FTR at All Out in Toronto. Until then, we can probably get CNC together, trying to rekindle and make up, and that'll probably lead to them fighting Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne for the time being, because Christian won't be done with Nick Wayne. It's gonna lead to them fighting more. So yeah. All right. So before I get into the Triple Crown main event thing that AEW did tonight, let me get into Ospreay and Swerve beating the former EVPs, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, the founding fathers. Osprey came out with a really, really sick Assassin's Creed entrance. I thought that was dope. Shout out JoJo. She performed Swerve's indie theme song. That was sick. That was really, really dope. They also did a little like Firefly little thing as she was performing. Shout out AEW for that. RIP Bray Wyatt. But yeah, Osprey and Swerve get the dub. It was sick. Saw like a Stormbreaker into a stomp. Saw a Hidden Blade and a House Call together. That was sick. Saw a lot of moves that reminded me of PWG and just that atmosphere. Reseda, always. just reminded me of that. It was cool though. So yeah, let me get into the three matches. Mercedes and Tony Storm. Really, really good match. Mercedes has not had a bad match since joining AEW outside of like one match, but that kind of wasn't her fault. It was just in Japan. But yeah, it was a good match. Tony Storm did a little questionable move to Mercedes. Can't talk about it. Don't want to get banned on TikTok. But yeah, you guys can look at it on AEW's Instagram. But yeah, Tony Storm got the dub. I don't think it hurts Mercedes at all for her one loss to be challenging for the AEW Women's World Championship when she has six other titles. She's fine. She'll be fine. I think it is going to be a domino effect though. She is going to lose all her other titles. Eventually get that get back with Tony Storm. She'll probably fight Tony, and then Athena is going to get that belt. But yeah, uh, let me get into Okada versus Kenny. Prior to the match, I predicted Okada was going to win just because Kenny ain't really full time like he was. The whole injury and everything, and just, you know, him possibly losing his life was a factor. So, yeah. No, but like even going into the match, just the way it was booked, I felt like Okada was going to win. And it didn't take away from the match. Like, yeah, this is their fifth installment. It wasn't it wasn't my favorite out of the five. Like they had better ones in New Japan, obviously. Let's get into this Texas Death Match. We saw the return of Bryan Danielson. We saw the return of Darby. They helped take out the Death Riders. The Death Riders took out my boy Will Ospreay. I'm sad. Ospreay will probably be off TV for a couple weeks. He deserves it. He needs a break. Let the lad take a break after giving us a crazy tag team match. But yeah, shout out the Hanger. Hangman won. It was a good match. Dude, it was freaking bloody as hell. It was insane. There was a bed of nails. There was glass. If you guys are really into the Texas deathmatch style, just overall, just blood, just whatever, all that stuff like that. Dude, there was so much stuff in that match that I can't really talk about. It was crazy. But yeah, you guys should go check out this pay per view. I for sure give it like an 8.5 out of 10. My only like kind of match that I really didn't care for was the TNT Championship, and that's because Adam got injured. I'm still really, really sad about that. I hope you recover, Adam. But yeah, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Later. Thank you for supporting. Bye.